Welcome to Live Interactive English. Happy New Year! I am Shane.
Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Karen. Today we are looking at part 2 of celebrating New Year's Eve.
Woohoo!
Very exciting.
We talked about in part 1, like what we do here in Taiwan, like right now at this age, and we don't really do very much.
We just want to be comfortable at home.
Yeah, you're already asleep before the countdown even begins. How about when you were young, back when you lived in Canada? Like, what would you do? Would you go to parties or like what kind of things would you do?
Well, when I was in Canada, I was really, really young back then.
Yeah.
So me and my friends would actually get together and have a party, like a New Year's party. Or sometimes we would go clubbing, like go dancing and then, you know, just enjoy a good time with your friends, right? And everybody counting down together in the club or everyone counting down together in someone's home.
Right.
How about you?
Basically the same. I think it's more common in the US. I think people go to like a club or go to like a bar or someplace like that, and you count down with a big group of people. And while you're eating and drinking, and then, you know, the countdown comes and everybody, woo!
With a bunch of strangers, basically.
Basically a bunch of strangers, yeah. But it's not so much about looking at like a big fireworks display or anything like that. Like it's more common in Taiwan. People just get together to watch fireworks. But we would go to a lot of parties. That's what I would do.
That's right. I still remember those days.
Oh, the good old days. All right, let's get into part 2 of celebrating New Year's Eve.
Miguel, Amanda, Colin, and Eleni continue talking.
So, what did you guys do on New Year's Eve last year?
We were in Australia, so we were among the first people to welcome the new year.
Yeah, it was really odd because we were celebrating while our families were in the US still having their breakfast.
We were a whole year ahead.
Did you watch the fireworks in Sydney?
We did. Seeing them light up the sky over the Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge was incredible.
Agreed.
It was probably the best fireworks display I've ever seen.
So today we're looking at part 2 of celebrating New Year's Eve. And we have another dialogue that includes all the characters.
You mean like Miguel, Amanda, Colin, Eleni, everybody?
That's right.
Everybody together. So what's happening here is the title is called Discussing Last Year's Celebrations. So basically we have Miguel, Amanda, Colin, and Eleni continue talking.
Okay, so Miguel starts off by saying,
so, what did you guys do on New Year's Eve last year?
Oh, that's a very common question to ask your friends, right? And then maybe everyone has different ideas or they have done different things. So Amanda says, we were in Australia. So we were among the first people to welcome the new year. Because of the time difference. So Australia is among one of the first people to welcome New Year's.
Yeah, because around the whole world we have different time zones, right? So they're one of the first. Oh, that's cool to go spend New Year's, bring in the New Year's in a different country.
That's right.
That would be quite cool. So Colin says, yeah, it was really odd because we were celebrating while our families in the US were still having their breakfast. We were a whole year ahead. That's what always happens here in Taiwan, too.
That's right.
Basically speaking, when we have our New Year's, basically it's the morning time of New Year's Eve day in the United States and Canada, right?
So, you know, Toronto, where I'm from, Toronto and Taiwan, actually, they're about 12 hours apart. So we're 12 hours faster than Toronto. So then, you know, my family back home would have to celebrate New Year's, you know, like 12 hours later.
Right. That's actually the same as my father who lives in Florida. They live in the same time zone. Ah, that's odd, right?
It is very odd.
What does odd mean? Odd is an adjective just meaning strange or unusual. So for example, my dad was acting in a really odd way yesterday.
Oh, maybe something was going on, right?
Yeah, I didn't ask him though.
Okay, if you see somebody acting in a really odd way, that means it's really different from usual.
Right, exactly.
So now, Eleni says, did you watch the fireworks in Sydney? Okay, because a lot of times, especially for the countdown, everybody will want to watch the fireworks, right? They would go to the special landmarks in their country, and then they can enjoy the beautiful fireworks. In Taipei, it's Taipei 101.
Right, and another very famous one is in Sydney, right?
That's
like
right.
a lot of when you're watching the countdowns happening in different countries, Sydney, they usually show it, right? Yeah. So what does Amanda say?
Amanda says, we did. Seeing them light up the sky over the Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge was incredible. I have seen footage of that before, and it really looks pretty.
So cool.
It makes me want to go to Australia as well.
Yeah, just for New Year's, right? So Colin says, agreed. It was probably the best fireworks display I've ever seen.
Really? Well, I think they're really famous for their fireworks, right?
Yeah, it is. They put on quite a performance there.
How about in LA?
In Los Angeles, we're not famous for our fireworks displays.
Okay, I think, same with
about in
Toronto. No, not
famous,
really.
right?
But Taipei 101 is quite famous
Super
for
famous.
the fireworks, right?
Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续来看2段跟庆祝跨年有关的对话。那现在 Amanda、Colin、Miguel 还有 Eleni 他们继续聊天，就聊到了去年的跨年夜。Amanda 说他们去年是在澳洲，所以是第一批迎接新年的人。那这感觉很怪，因为他们在庆祝的时候，在美国的家人都还在吃早餐呢。Amanda 接着有聊到雪梨的烟火秀，她说看到烟火照亮歌剧院和雪梨海港大桥的天空，真的很令人难以置信，非常的美。那么 Karen 老师说，她也有看过这个雪梨烟火秀的影片片段，或许同学们也有在电视上、网络上看过吧。那我们补充一下 ，footage 这个字 ，F-O-O-T-A-G-E，footage 可以指影片片段。课文单字则用到 odd 是形容古怪的、怪异的。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。这边我们来学习 light up 或者是 light up something， 可以表达发光，使什么发光，使什么亮起来。那么片语动词 light up 它可以当及物或者是不及物用。那么 light 它的动词三态是 light、lit。举例来说 ，His computer screen suddenly lit up。他的电脑萤幕突然亮了起来。好，那补充一下，另外有一首经典老歌叫做 You Light Up My Life， 那就是说你照亮我的生命。好，接话课文中。
The next day, Colin and Amanda are cleaning their house after the party.
Did you have a good time last night?
I did, but hosting a party comes with a lot of effort and expense. I think we should do something else next year.
Well, it's funny you should say that because this morning I read that Dua Lipa might be performing here in Los Angeles next New Year's Eve.
Really? Oh my goodness, that's so exciting! We have to get tickets for that.
I know, right? I can think of no better way to celebrate the arrival of a new year.
It would be a dream come true.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so before the break, we were looking at the dialogue between all of our characters, right? Colin, Miguel, Eleni, and Amanda. But they were talking about their New Year celebration last year.
Right.
And Amanda and Colin were talking about how they celebrated in Australia.
Yeah,
and
in Sydney.
That's right. And the fireworks, it was amazing, right? Okay, well, how about now?
Now we're going to be looking at a dialogue. Make making plans for next year. So the setting is the next day, Colin and Amanda are cleaning their house after the party. Oh, that's one of the worst parts. You have to clean up after the party.
But I think just 4 people. It shouldn't be that bad.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So Colin begins. Did you have a good time last night?
So Colin is making conversation with Amanda, asking her how she felt about the party. Right. And Amanda says, I did, but hosting a party comes with a lot of effort and expense. I think we should do something else next year. So I guess Amanda is not a big fan of throwing her own parties because there's a lot of preparation involved, right?
Yeah, it requires quite a bit of effort.
That's right. So what is effort? Effort, that is a noun. Effort has to do with how hard you're trying. If something is easy, it doesn't take much effort. If something is hard, it takes a lot of effort. Right. So for example, you could say, Neil put a lot of effort into his school project. Maybe he put a lot of time and a lot of energy on making the school project look good.
Right. And we have another vocabulary word, expense, which is a noun. That's just the money that you spend on something. So if you're hosting a party, you might have to, buy the decorations, right. You have to buy the food. It's going to cost you there's going to be expenses involved. So our example sentence, I don't want to bear the expense of buying a house. All right, so to bear the expense just means to take on the expense, to have to pay that money.
Because you might feel very, very pressured because you have to pay it monthly, right?
Right. Okay. So Colin continues, well, it's funny you should say that because this morning I read that Dua Lipa might be performing here in Los Angeles next New Year's Eve.
Oh, so that means they are from Los Angeles.
Just like me. That's right. They're Angelinos.
Angelinos, is that what you call them?
That's what we call ourselves, Angelinos.
Gotcha. Okay, so they know that Dua Lipa will be performing next year, right? So Amanda says, really? Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. We have to get tickets for that.
That'd be quite fun to go to a concert on New Year's Eve, right?
But I would imagine it to be super expensive.
Probably, yeah, probably would. So Colin says, I know, right? I can think of no better way to celebrate the arrival of a new year.
So I guess they're both fans of Dua Lipa, right? Okay. And Amanda says it would be a dream come true. If something that you really like and happens, and then you can say, wow, this is my dream come true. Right. Okay, we're also looking at this word here, arrival, and that is a noun. Basically, that means the act of someone or something that reaches a place or comes into existence, or a person or thing that reaches a place. For example, you could say, the town was very excited for the arrival of the king. That means the king is coming to the town.
To this place, wherever they are.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for our dialogues. We hope you enjoyed this, and we hope everybody has a wonderful New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next time.
第二天派对结束后 ，Colin 和 Amanda 正在打扫房子。Colin 问 Amanda 昨晚玩得开心吗 ？Amanda 回答说：“开心是开心啦，可是办派对需要付出很多精力还有费用。她觉得明年应该做点别的事。”那很巧的是 ，Colin 今天早上刚好看到杜瓦黎波明年跨年可能会在洛杉矶这边演出。Amanda 听得非常兴奋，她说一定要去买票。Colin 也这么想。他说他想不出更好的方式来庆祝新年到来了。文中用到 think of no better ways to 加上原形动词，就是表达想不出更好的方法来做某事，也就是说目前的想法就是最好的选择。好，那课文单字 effort effort 表示努力 ，expense 是指费用花费 ，arrival 则表示到来达到，它是个名词。补充一下 ，Shane 老师他也是来自洛杉矶，他提到当地人会称呼自己为 Angelino， 那就是指洛杉矶人。以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Miguel, Amanda, Colin, and Eleni continue talking.
So, what did you guys do on New Year's Eve last year?
We were in Australia, so we were among the first people to welcome the new year.
Yeah, it was really odd because we were celebrating while our families were in the US still having their breakfast.
We were a whole year ahead.
Did you watch the fireworks in Sydney?
We did. Seeing them light up the sky over the Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge was incredible.
Agreed.
It was probably the best fireworks display I've ever seen.
The next day, Colin and Amanda are cleaning their house after the party.
Did you have a good time last night?
I did, but hosting a party comes with a lot of effort and expense. I think we should do something else next year.
Well, it's funny you should say that because this morning I read that Dua Lipa might be performing here in Los Angeles next New Year's Eve.
Really? Oh my goodness, that's so exciting! We have to get tickets for that.
I know, right? I can think of no better way to celebrate the arrival of a new year.
It would be a dream come true.
Hi, Shane. Mind if I join you?
Hi, Karen. Yeah, sure. Have a seat.
Thanks. Oh, you won't believe what happened. You know, this morning, I set my alarm, but then for some reason, my alarm just didn't go off. So then I woke up late. And then I got to work really, really late, and the boss was a little bit angry. And then I was like, oh no, it's just, one day. It's not like I'm late every single day, right? And then at lunchtime, I went to my favorite restaurant, and guess what? They didn't have my favorite pizza. I really wanted to have that flavor, but they didn't have it. I was really, really upset. Now, going back to the office, it started raining and I had to step on a puddle. It was just crazy. I was having such a rough day.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, Karen.
Yes, it is very unfortunate, definitely. And then that's not even the half of it. So getting back to the office, I was supposed to do a presentation, and guess what happened? I forgot everything I wanted to say. And then the boss was looking at me all funny and I was like, I felt so embarrassed. Oh, it was horrible.
Karen, do you think you can maybe quit rabbiting on for a while? I really need to concentrate on my work.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's fine.
I should let you get back to your work.
Hello, everyone. Today's phrase is rabbit on.
It's a British slang term that means to talk for a long time in a boring or annoying way.
It's often used when someone talks too much without realizing that others might not be interested.
For example, you could say, during the meeting, he just rabbited on about the budget without giving anyone else a chance to speak.
But sometimes rabbiting on can just mean someone is passionate or excited about a topic.
For instance, if a friend loves to talk about gaming, you could say, my friend can rabbit on about gaming for hours.
True. Just be mindful of the listener's reaction, or you might risk being a bore.
Right. And if someone tells you, stop rabbiting on, it means they want you to get to the point or let someone else talk.
Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's as important to listen as it is to talk.
Exactly. And that's all for today's lesson.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.